Today, we are going to be doing something absolutely epic. Play some good old random 2v2. For today, I had the idea to play one game with each race and try one of my most viral and crazy 1v1 cheeses for all of them. The first one I thought of, for example, was a proxy Thor. Now, whether that would work in a 2v2 or be the worst build of all time, guess we'll have to find out. Let's begin. Okay, the first game of the day is with a Terran teammate against two randoms. Well, I'm still going to go for the proxy Thor. I'm a little afraid that we're going to run into like double Zerg or something. That would really be the nightmare scenario. I think proxy Thor is actually pretty good against both Terran and Protoss. I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually true. Terran doesn't really have that many good units to deal with a Thor early on. I guess, you know, Cyclone, tank, that kind of thing is all okay, but you can always out-micro those. Now let me make sure that my teammate knows what I'm up to. I'm gonna... It'd be a bit weird if he's like, you know, I feel like playing 3cc or whatever, and I just like proxy get Thor on my own. I'm not quite sure it's gonna work that well. Need to get the homies on board. Nice. Oh, okay, that's good. That's a good start. As long as it's not a sarcastic nice, then that's a very good start. Now, there could be one thing that could ruin our plan quite literally instantly, and that's if there's an overlord right here.
Additional supply depots required.
Yeah. It's actually, I'm gonna make the barracks here, and then I'll proxy the factory later. You gotta know how to deal with tough circumstances, let's say. What is Zerg? That's the least I can say. I'm gonna go for a double gas over here. I hope the other one is not also Zerg. Let's see. There's a chance. I don't remember hovering over the Overlord. Are they both? Oh my god. That is so messed up. Double Zerg. Okay. Change of plans. Delayed Thor. Gotta update my homies. I gotta update you guys, but I also gotta update my teammates, you know. I just realized he's called Terran Monster, by the way. That's a good name. Okay. Plan number 2 is we go for a factory at home first. I did a really weird version of this one time. I think this was maybe like a speedrunning SE2 episode or something like that, where I went for Hellions on one base, and then I also proxied the factory. And the reason why that was good is because you have Hellbats to accompany the Thor, and that makes it so much better. Because normally a Thor, it would just die to Queens and Zerglings, you know. But actually, they used to be good against Zerglings, but then they did something to the Thor. Did they maybe remove an armor point or something like this? That sounds kind of crazy, because Thors were never that great, but somehow that sounds right to me. Did they actually remove an armor from the Thor? I guess it must be. I don't know what else it would be that would mess up the Thor drop build that I used to do. But alright, I'm still going to try to make this work. My teammate is pretty much doing... Okay, I love this guy. He's pretty much doing the same build here. I don't think I want to... I might as well make the armory already. It doesn't really matter if I have the optimal Hellion count, you know. It matters more that I have some Hellbats, right? If I have 4 Hellbats together with the Thor, Zerglings are going to cry anyway. If they have a better response than the Zerglings, then it doesn't really matter if I have 4 or 6 Hellbats, I think. I guess we'll see. Might end up eating my words there. Probably should have used this Marine to deny a little bit of scouting, though. That definitely would have gone a long way. I have to imagine the Overlord already saw everything at this point. I was mostly afraid of losing it, by the way. That's why I was, you know, moving it so far back. I'm gonna use a supply drop here. Not because I was gonna get supply blocked, but because I just don't have a lot of money. So I feel like if I look at how much money I have right now, I'm gonna cancel one Hellion, and I can barely build a Thor. If I was also making an extra supply depot there, that would have been pretty painful. Killed one creep tumor there just to be annoying. Doesn't really have any prolonged impact on the game, but it is what it is. See, okay, there's a third hatch done here. That was a... Well, I was about to say that's a 3 hatch before pool, but his speed was finished, which I don't think you can have with 3 hatch before pool. Oh, he can get some juicy shots there. Yeah, exactly. Let's go Terran Monster. I always am very interested in playing double Terran, not because I necessarily think it's that strong, but it's more that you can do so much obnoxious shit with 2 turns. You know? Oh no, I hope he doesn't find it, Thor. Like, you can go for like a double 2-on-1. Look at these Hellbats. These Hellbats are gonna pop off. Exactly, there you go. Now my SCVs are gonna arrive in time. My Thor is currently tickling an Overlord, which is not the best idea. Now, I don't know what they're gonna have in response to this. I feel like they're definitely gonna have more than this. It's not just gonna be one guy making Zerglings, that's for sure. By the way, if you're gonna do this, please figure out a better way to do the build order, because this this really does kind of suck. I can't lie about it. Now my Thor is going forward. My dude made Widow Mines. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I didn't even... Oh, those Widow Mines. Actually, it didn't even do that much in the end. Well, they forced him to micro, which is a pretty big deal. Look at these Hellbats. I'm gonna try to link up with my teammate over here. Oh, dude. You guys realize what I just did? I tried to micro the medevac. But they're counter-bailing all inning. Okay, I'm not 100% convinced that this is gonna be a successful strategy for them. But I guess it is what it is. I'm gonna A-move my SCVs together with this so my Hellbat can pop off. Can I do a hold position? Oh, it's barely not going to be good enough, I think. Yeah, we're going to lose a couple of SCVs for sure. It's also not going to be the worst thing because my Thor is literally ending their career as we speak. I have another Thor here too. I really wish that he could micro my Thor with his medevacs.
Not enough minerals.
Like, if he could do that, I feel like we would be completely chilling. Now it's kind of like sketch. I'm not saying we're losing, but it's sketch, okay? I'm going to lose one Thor for sure, I want to say, exactly. I kind of would prefer it if he didn't use the Widow Mine there, because it might kill my Thor. Actually, okay, that is so funny. They tried... Oh, it's gonna end up killing the Thor, right? No, barely not. They tried to micro so hard against the Widow Mine that it became worth it. Right? Like, they were trying to split off Zerglings, but it didn't actually do anything for them. Now, I would pull my SCVs again, but these guys have Banelings, so I don't think that's necessarily going to be a good strategy. My teammate has a base, which is a pretty massive deal. I do not have a base. They have 6 hatcheries, but it's kind of hard to tell if they actually have an economy or not, right? Like, they've lost so many workers. They've made so many links. Oh, they do have double Evo. That's unpleasant. I'm actually going to go for armor upgrades over here. Then this bad boy is just going to end up being cancelled. And then I'm going to try to expand myself. Make sure to actually lift this at home. Now, what's nice for me is that I can see all those links over there, so I can run by with my Hellions. Okay, those links did come back, looks like. That is really not that many drones here, huh? Yeah, I really wonder, guys. This guy has 1-1 upgrades, by the way. If you guys are wondering why his drones are dying like slightly slower than they should, not quite sure if any of you would have noticed that, but it's because they have freaking armor upgrade. Okay, so this guy leaves, and I'm not convinced that he should. I mean, I still don't have a natural. I have 1 Thor. My teammate has 3 with... Oh, I also have 4 Hellions. My teammate has 3 Widow Mines. They have 6 hatcheries. Like, these guys are being annoyed so badly, or at least one of them was, that he left, but I'm still not convinced that he should have left. Now, whether the other guy can micro 6 bases by himself while being Widow Mine dropped Hellion run by it, that's another question entirely. Before this game is over, by the way, let's just give a shout out to Terran Monster over here, because he 100% passed the vibe check, right? Like, him going with the freaking 1 base Thor into the massive Widow Mine drops, he could not have passed the vibe check any better than that. That's another bunch of Hellions or drones going down. Try to saturate my base now. Let's not accidentally click all of my SCVs there. Okay, so he's making a lot of static defenses. Yeah, so the thing is, this guy realistically has way more money than me. But first of all, he's really trying hard to stabilize, which I think he's actually managing. I mean, it still doesn't look entirely nice, but he is managing, right? He has like a couple of spine crawlers. Oh, wait, that's actually blocked. I thought I was just bad. Literally, I'm not even kidding. I thought I was bad and I just misclicked or blocked it with my own SCV or something. And then later I realized that he actually did block it. Now, at this point, it does look like he is officially stabilizing. There's a couple of Widow Mines over here that are not going to do that much. But now, yeah, the question remains. Is that it is a changeling. There we go. Can he micro that many bases and larvae and queens and all of that at once? My answer would be... probably not, because that's hella difficult. I also don't think I would be able to do that. Now, I would have a fantastic time making links from every base and sending them everywhere. Soon we're going to start building real units, by the way, and that's where the trouble begins. In fact, maybe his best strategy would be to... Oh, he has mutas. Oh, okay, interesting, huh? I was gonna say, maybe his best strategy would be to just make 1,000,000 links and send them everywhere. For now, because we don't have that many. Like my teammate's army, it's three Widow Mines and 3 Marines with a couple of Marines following up. A bunch of Zerglings would kill that. And now he's going for mutas. He's spending a lot of money there. He's going to try to defend with them as well, which is really not going to be that easy. Teammate's going to be able to kill that base most likely, which is nice. He got bailing speed as well. Okay, I think I know what to do, guys. What I'm going to do here is we're going to go for pure Thor. I do like that he's making so many static defense buildings, by the way. That's a great idea by him. Okay, can I... Okay, I'm watching this because I'm scared, okay? This army could die to, like, the 5 Banelings that I saw. Let's see. I don't even know if he has stim, by the way. Show the... I kind of want to see the Banelings kill everything just because it's beautiful. Not because I have anything against Terran Monster. The opposite, in fact. I love Terran Monster, but... Oh, okay. Okay, he's trying to split. I think he accidentally lifted everything into those medevacs. Is he actually winning that? Is Terran Monster the new GOAT? I mean, that was a hard fight. He somehow managed to pick up in time and then split his units by dropping them in an arc with the medevacs. That is really quite impressive, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of looked a little clunky, but it still really is quite impressive. Now I'm gonna move across with my 2 Thors and my 2 Hellions because my teammate is doing better than I thought on this attack. I kind of thought he was gonna kill the base and then get cleaned out, but instead he's actually kind of owning the dude, which is very painful. Mr. Anuz, he tried his best, but in the end, Terran Monster and Demon Mark are gonna get it done with the mass 1 base Thor into mass Widowmine drops into more Thors, into building a lot of bases into Blue Flame Hellion run by build. Try at your own risk on the ladder, of course. This is not a particularly safe one. You can definitely tell how much money he had, by the way. Like, this guy already lost like 20 mutas. It really showed that... You know what? I'm actually legit curious if I could have maybe made something out of this game from their POV. Because that guy had so much money, right? He made all the static... Ugh. Okay, I might blur that out. That is not a very pleasant thing to read. If it's blurred out, which it probably is, don't ask what it was. It's not very pleasant. He's very angry anyway. Now, at this point, I'm not quite sure if he's going to leave. I think he might not actually leave. Okay. Go 1v1, I show you GG. Loki, I'm kind of tempted to actually 1v1 him now. Not a very nice person. Very arrogant. Very mean. For now, at least for this video, we're going to go to game number 2 with Zerg or Protoss. But maybe I'll challenge him to a 1v1, because I don't really want to let that slide. The second game is with a Terran against 2 Zergs. Now, I'm playing Zerg myself. How is it that we're running into double Zerg? Well, I guess the last opponents were double random, but still. I really wanted to go for a Spinecrawler rush. Which means that now I'm going to have to do that against Zerg, which is really not that easy, as you guys probably could have imagined. It's not impossible, though. Hello. Oh yeah, just in case you guys are gonna ask, I decided to not give the other guy any more time by 1v1ing him, any more attention, because he wasn't, you know, a regular trash talker. He was just kind of vile with some crazy insults and stuff, so I decided to not give him any more time of the day. So you're not gonna be seeing whatever that dude's name was again. Not in a 1v1 at least. Might run into him again in 2v2 at some point, but it is what it is. Now what I'm gonna do here, guys, is I'm gonna build 2 Spinecrawlers, right? And then I'm going to walk them on their creep and use their creep to burrow them. That's the only way you can do it against Zerg. You can't, you know, build a hatchery in their face or anything like that. It just doesn't work, right? The only thing you can do... Actually, should I make a gas? I probably should, I think. Yeah, I think I need link speed at some point. Yeah, so you can't really build a hatchery in their face. It's going to be a little too easy to counter, especially if they just go for any kind of fast pull. They make a bunch of Zerglings, but even with a hatch first, it should be completely fine for them. But this way, you can sometimes surprise them, because the Spinecrawlers are already finished, and they have the creep for you to burrow the spines on, right? Now, I haven't seen the Overlord, sadly, so I'm just going to hope that I dodge them. Now, one thing that I'm a little afraid of here is that Zergs very often cheese in 2v2. In 1v1 as well, by the way, but in 2v2, I feel like it's even more meta. It's not even cheese anymore, you know. It's just meta to be a little cheese. You do a lot of link flood and stuff in 2v2 as Zerg. And that would absolutely own my strategy. So I guess here we see... Oh, he sees my drones. If he's not playing early pool, this is still fine. If he is playing early pool, then this is going to be a little rough for me for sure. I'm going to pull these guys out of gas right now. That hatchery is finished. That is nice. This hatchery is also finished. Okay, very good. I thought I was already in range, so it looked like it wasn't. My teammate is going for one base Hellion. His name is his name Chill? Yeah, his name is Chill, and he hasn't said anything yet. Now, let's see. Oh, he's already making a spine. I think my links are definitely not going to be in time to stop that, sadly. Oh, that's way too many Zerglings. These guys are actually spamming links like crazy. You know what? This is going to end up being a really weird scenario where I can just hold this position. Yo, actually, this can kind of work. I know this sounds absurd, but this can kind of work. Hear me out. So these guys are now not making drones at all because they're going to be afraid that I'm, you know, going to still all in them, right? My teammate is making Hellions on one base, which are going to be super good against Zerglings. I can actually see this working out for me. I just need to make sure that I don't die to a mass link flood. It's a lot of Zerglings. I'm actually going to change the colors here real quick, just so I can distinguish the Zergling. Okay, so it's both of them. I know it's weird that I just switch colors all of a sudden, but I think it's actually necessary right now. These Hellions are so good here. Please fight with me. Oh no, why is he attacking a spine crawler? It's just a spine, my friend. Okay, there's a couple of misclicked Hellions over there, getting a good trade on this side. I mean, I could still go for it, you know. If my teammate uses his Hellions correctly and actually... Okay, Zergling speed just finished. Don't think I really want to be dealing with that, to be honest. Oh, he's losing Hellions due to a misclick. That is painful. Keep in mind, guys, my teammate's still just on one base, right? Like, I'm supposed to be the uneconomic one, but my teammate has turned into that. What a noob. I wonder if he said that to himself because he lost his Hellions or because he somehow thinks it's my fault that he lost his Hellions. It's probably that one, honestly. Especially the quiet guys, they're always just... Somehow you can just feel the anger brewing a lot of the time. I can't explain it. Don't lose your links. Don't lose your Hellions, bro. They're the most important one. Oh, okay, thanks, man. Yeah, I'll pretend he gave me a good tip, you know? Don't lose your units. I'll pretend he gave me a good tip, so he... I know, like, kind of like, you know, keep him engaged here. Let's see. I mean, he should have a pretty easy time here. Like, those amount of Hellions easily... Oh my... He's being so risky with those Hellions. If the red Zerg was me, all those Hellions would have been dead right now. He was way too greedy with those. Okay, that is a good fight. I'm just going to be chilling around here for now. They do have more eco than me. That's the scary part. Let's see. Okay, he is really not microing them super well, but I guess it's working out for now. I could go for a run by here. Okay, use the Banshee to kill those, and then we're flying. Okay, there we go. Wait, these guys have no drones at all? Oh, they actually do have less economy than me. My strategy actually worked, didn't it? Wait, that is insane. Does this guy have drones? I am actually flabbergasted right now. This strategy actually worked? And I'm not saying this in the way that, like, for example, if my teammate popped off super hard with the Hellions and 1v2'd them, and my thing had absolutely nothing to do with it, that's different. But my economy was actually better than the Zergs. I literally just contained them with 2 spine crawlers. Admittedly, my teammate did have a good strategy. I'm not trying to diminish his part here. He did have a good strategy together with my... In fact, if he went for a faster command center instead of the starport, I think it would have been perfect. But the fact that he went for fast Hellions was really nice. But this actually worked super well. Like, this was just pure mind games. I literally planted 2 spines in front of their third base. They got so panicked that they never made drones. This guy is a 1-base roach war. This guy is a 1-base baiting nest. And the fact I say 1-base is because they didn't have drones, so the bases are effectively fake. And proxy hatching is definitely back on the menu. I think I might try this a little bit more. For now, it's time for the Protoss game. The Protoss game is going to be with a Zerg teammate against a Protoss and a Terran. Now, I have to say, it is a bit of an unfriendly day of StarCraft today. In the first game, we had a really nice teammate, but a very angry opponent. And in the last game, we did not have a very friendly teammate at all. And I also played another game today where my teammate called me an imbecile. So it's, Yeah, I guess this is the last game that I'm going to be able to play today that can redeem that. Hello. Now, actually, walling off probably doesn't make too much sense when you have a Zerg ally. Zerg creep spreads so freaking far that it's just... I don't know. Is there even a point walling off? Oh, he said plus. Okay, we have a efficient communicator here, okay? Instead of going through all the effort to typing hello, he just types plus. I now know everything I need to know about him as a person. Just kidding, but I mean, if he's as efficient in playing the game, then we're in for a good one. Now, I was considering going either for Mass Sentry or for a Mothership Rush. I mean, you know, the world's my oyster. I can do every single build I want, but those things sound pretty attractive to me. I think Mothership Rush would be good on this map. The problem is that I'm not sure how my Zerg ally can help me. I guess he could technically go for like Mutas or something, but yeah, I don't know. Like if I recall a bunch of units in someone's base, I don't know if Mutalisks are really the unit that I want to accompany me. Now, if my opponent would play a little bit more like my Zerg, where it's just like you make a million... Wait, I thought it was... Oh, it's Protoss Zerg. I thought it was Protoss Terran. Okay. Huh. Did I just... Either my brain remembered wrong or I saw it wrong all the time. I'm pretty sure I saw Protoss Terran, so I must have just gotten it wrong all this time. I see a double gate here from Mr. Protoss. Okay, I need to be a little scared here because one of the scariest things you can play against as Protoss Zerg, or actually pretty much any combo you can play, is really just Zergling Stalker, because it doesn't really have proper counters early on. Like, normally I would like to go for a Stargate. If I go for a Stargate and the guy is playing, you know, 4 Stalker opening, let's say, my one Oracle or my one Void Ray already not going to do that much. And then there's the Zerglings as well. Okay, let's see. I'll try to play with my teammate a little bit. I mean, I definitely want to go for the Mothership Rush, but I'm going to have to be a little bit careful here, right? I don't think I can just go into it blindly. I think there's a decent chance we're going to have to defend something first. I'm also not going to announce my plan yet, you know? I feel like the Mothership Rush is one of those builds that's... The best reveal is just it being seen. Okay, so there are indeed 2 Stalkers. I'm going to lose the Pro, but that is a pretty nice scout. I think I'm going to skip a couple workers so I can make the battery already. Adept is pretty useful at home. Still not sure if it's worth keeping it home, though. Okay, there's a couple Zerglings already. Should be able to get both of those. See, there we go. I think the Stalkers should be, like, right here somewhere. Because we're going to find out with my Adept if we can see them. There are the Stalkers. I'm just going to continue this shade. Just because I want to buy time. Adepts don't actually really do anything against Stalker attacks. So I kind of think this is the right choice. Bought a lot of time there. I'm going to get an Oracle out now. My teammate doesn't really have to spam Zerglings, by the way. Maybe even go for Banelings or something, because otherwise we would die. So also, oh, he's making Roach. Oh, that's actually interesting. Okay, I kind of like that, actually. I've been experimenting with that myself, going for Roaches instead of doing something else more standard, like Links with upgrades or Banelings. I actually do quite like the Roaches. Okay, so there are the Banelings already. He's going to lose Workers, but this is actually completely fine, I think. Yeah, to me, this just looks fantastic. I don't think we have anything to worry about here. And what I'm going to try to do is try to sneak into the main base. My teammate has a lot of Roaches now. I think what I'm going to do here is add the 3rd gas. And then we'll go for the Fleet Beacon. That Phoenix just timed out, which is really nice. Yeah, the biggest problem with Roaches is just that they're slow. So even though he has a way bigger army than they do, they're going to take a while to arrive, sadly. Let's see, no battery. Okay, he does have a Stalker. Yeah, I'll just kill 3 pros and then try to dip. He is going to be able to scout what I'm doing with that Phoenix. There's just... Can I hide here? Barely, maybe? No, there's actually more than enough space. There we go. Okay. So my Fleet Beacon is going to get spotted. I don't know how much it matters. Let's see, there's no upgrades on these. These Roaches are going to trade pretty well. Roaches are really good against Zerglings. If you guys have watched my Zerg play before, ZVZ, you will know that Roaches are really fantastic against against Zerglings. Oh, I did lose that Oracle. Did I maybe not hold position it or something? Well played. I'm telling you guys, another unfriendly teammate. It's crazy. I don't know why everyone is so unfriendly today. So sarcastic. Oh, I'm losing a couple. It's insane. I can't even exaggerate it. Just everyone seems to be unfriendly today. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna use Mr. Guy Actually, this is pretty sick. What I can do now, guys, excuse me, is I can go for like 12 gateways. I don't know how many of these drones I can save. That's the biggest thing. I could legit make like 15 gates if... oh yeah, they're gonna attack already. That's the biggest problem here, right? Okay, let's see. This is gonna be a pretty decent fight over here. I think what I can do is I can just pull the workers. And it should be a pretty decent fight. Okay, so these units all die. I could make a couple roaches as well. And maybe that's the right idea. We'll just go for a couple roaches. Yeah, the biggest problem is that this guy has blink. And that's just very annoying to micro against. Also, I kind of thought I had enough units to deal with that already. Now my eco scaled down a little bit, which is the opposite of what I wanted in this time. Yeah, if my teammate didn't throw away his roaches, I think we would have been winning this game already, but sadly that is not what happened. Let's see if I can kill a couple links. Okay. Yeah, the most annoying thing here is that he can blink on my mothership, which, you know, that's terrible if that happens. You get a couple more drones over there. Need to make a lot of pylons. He could find his mothership and then we're just instantly kind of cooked. Can I recall my teammates' roaches? Probably not, I want to think. It would be pretty epic if I could. I don't think it's going to be happening, though. Let's see, make some more of these. 2 of these can go over here. He's giving me some gas, too, which is nice. And I really got to make just a crap ton of pylons. See, I'm going to make this an overseer just to try to get a little bit of scout. These are going to be my defensive roaches for now. Now, I don't actually know what I should be building here, to be honest. Like, I don't have upgrades on any of my gateway units, which means that they're just not going to be that effective against blink stalkers. So I really need to just have more units than my opponent. And I don't know if I can actually get that. You know what? I'm actually going to try to recall these. I'm pretty sure I can, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Okay, so that's going to die. He already is ready for my army over here. He does not have enough units for this, so this is going to be quite of a pleasant trade for me. I'm just going to make sure that I kill these spores. If I kill these spores, then it's going to be so much nicer for me. Okay, I'm going to warp a bunch of stuff at home. Counterattack with these. Okay. He's probably going to try to blink forward if I had to guess. He might not. Is there another spore alive? I think there might actually be another spore. That's very annoying. Yeah, okay, so their army is way too big for this, sadly. It's just the freaking... I'm actually going to try to recall these. He's making Corruptors too, which is actually not really the right choice, but the problem is that they're just too far ahead that I can't really punish that. The reason why it's not the right choice is because I'm not going for carriers, right? That's what you would do if you were going up against carriers, but I'm not planning on building those at all. I saw the Corruptors fly on the top right side, I believe. If only I had a couple upgrades on these things, I feel life would be so much easier. Like, it doesn't even matter what it is, charge or blink or whatever, anything like that. Sadly, it's not going to happen, though. Here we go. Let's see. Does he have upgrades on those? Doesn't really seem like it. Oh, there were Zerglings? Huh. I kind of thought it was the Corruptors that I saw, but it was actually the Zerglings. There's a couple Corruptors over here. Those are not really going to be able to do that much. Yeah, the problem is that Mr. Stalker just has too much stuff. I think Mr. Stalker can kill us by himself, which is, you know, the biggest problem here, of course. See, maybe I could actually save that hatchery. That would be fantastic. I think I'm barely not going to be able to do it. I have a couple more units on the way. Zerglings are going to take care of... Wait, it does actually live, which is freaking crazy. Yeah, I think there's too much economy here, sadly, for me. I really wish that I could win this game, but it's not going to happen. GG is going to have to be called. And that will be it for the final game of the day. Now, I just want to go back quickly, just to see if I was right about the state of the game. This was after my teammate left, I believe, right? Let's see. So the state of the game is that we are indeed pretty massively ahead. So this was the throw of the game, pretty much. I was the strongest player in the game with the most tech and the most workers, right? 37 workers against 31, second highest. The Zergs were even, but my Zerg had more tech than theirs with the roaches. So this was actually a pretty massive throw. I think this is a very typical case of my teammate just not playing together. He could have taken one look at my base and see that I had a Stargate and a fleet beacon on the way, which, by the way, is a perfectly fine 2v2 strategy. Maybe the mothership rush part isn't, but going for a fleet beacon is. And he just decided to attack on his own, type of sarcastic well played, and lose the game for both him and his ally. Sadly, pretty common in 2v2, but it is what it is. And that's how we conclude a very unfriendly day of StarCraft 2. I played 3 games on the video, 4 games in total, and I had a little bit of unfriendliness in all of them, but I'm I'm not gonna let it ruin my mood. I had a good time. Hope you guys had a good time as well. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Adios.